Hurts have left to prove. Understand this, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Eagles fans that's tuning in right now. That's cool. Respectfully, I have to remind you that Nick Foles also won a Super Bowl.
Agree.
So if you're asking...
My only problem when people say that Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, cool, no disrespect to Nick Foles. Nick Foles is an Eagles legend. But he finished the season. Even Nick Foles said, like, look, Carson did his thing in the beginning. He finished the ultimate goal. So that's 1 point. 2 points when they bring up these mid-tier quarterbacks, right, that been to the Super Bowl and won one. Jalen Hurts been twice. Those quarterbacks have not been twice. Jalen Hurts has been an all-pro. I don't believe those quarterbacks been all-pro. So when they try to disrespect Jalen Hurts with that rhetoric or whatever, we could discount it because Jalen Hurts accomplished more. But it's a way to disrespect. It's a way to dig. And shout out to Nick Foles. Nick Foles, besides those other places he's been a great Philadelphia Eagle. But let's cut the malarkey. They trying to say that to disrespect Jalen Hurts.
Me, with everybody paying attention, Jalen Hurts has so much to prove on this metrics because now I go from good to great to elite. Okay. Right? Now, his circumstances are what his circumstances are. Devontae Smith, you have A.J. Brown, you have Saquon, and the whole slew of talent. He cannot do anything about that, Stephen A. Okay. What I'm saying is, as he proves his whole situation for who he needs to be and who he has to become, is consistently winning and consistently doing what he is asked to do.
Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, see, when you're debating somebody, you gotta pay attention to who exactly is it that you're talking to. A lot of times we just want to make our points, but we don't take into account who we're listening to. See, I'm sitting next to Cam Newton. For those of you, your young whippersnappers, you might not remember. The older ones, you may remember this. There's a Heisman Trophy winner here. It's a national champion here. A brother that went undefeated en route to capturing the national championship and winning the Heisman, and came into the National Football League attached with a level of accountability that some may deem unfair. So I totally understand.
All right, Stephen A., we could stop the glazing. Cam Newton had one good year. Well, let me not say that. 2 good years. His rookie year and the Super Bowl year. How many years? Well, he been in the league for like 10 plus years or like 10 years and only had 2 years of like decent football. Come on, let's cut it out. Cam Newton was great in college. So was Jalen Hurts. But NFL, to me, personally, it's not even close to the accomplishments. The only thing Cam Newton got that Jalen Hurts don't have is a regular season MVP, but Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts been an All-Pro. Jalen Hurts been to multiple Pro Bowls. So let's cut this out. Cam Newton was an average quarterback in the league. A lot of potential, but pretty average if you really think about it. So you can compare his career more to Nick Foles than Jalen Hurts, but I'm going to go ahead and play the clip.
Dan, you sitting up there and saying what you're saying because what you're saying is you wanted the standard to be consistent. What you and others have been subjected to, Jalen Hurts and everybody else needs to be subjected to that too. That's true. But we also have to maturate to the modern era from the standpoint of there's a lot of cats getting shine that don't deserve it because they ain't do what Jalen Hurts did.
That's fair.
And at some point, your resume matters. And this man is a champion. Yeah. Is a champion who wins when it counts, produces when it counts, and oh, by the way, what way do you want him to do it? You want him to throw? Fine. You want him to run? Fine. It don't matter. He's going to do it. When you do it like...
Now, Stephen A., now there we go. There go the facts. When Jalen Hurts needs to throw the ball, he will. Jalen Hurts had one of the best throws in Super Bowl history to Devontae Smith. I'm just saying, to ice the game. Jalen Hurts had one of the best runs in the Super Bowl as well. So Jalen Hurts, he just do what needs to be done to win. I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, once they seen how Saquon Barkley was running the ball, even during training camp, his first year with the Philadelphia Eagles, we all knew it's going to be some sacrifice to numbers. Devontae Smith did not touch 1,000 yards. A.J. Brown just got over 1,000 yards. Dallas Goedert numbers went down. We knew the passing game was going to go down because Saquon was having that type of year. There was no selfishness, no nothing. That's why I always thought Jalen Hurts was perfect for what we were trying to run. Because imagine telling Joe Burrow, like, hey, man, look, you got a generational running back. You know, you can't throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards this season. Maybe we need you to throw for 3 because Saquon Barkley is going to do his thing. I think Joe Burrow say no to that. I think Patrick Mahomes say no to that. I think Dak and a lot of those guys say no to that. But you know what Jalen Hurts said? Like, this dude is generational. We're going to use him. And by the way, Jalen Hurts could have threw over, let's say if he finished the season, he could have had about 3,300. Reason why is because he got hurt. A lot of people keep forgetting he got hurt towards the end of the season, and he did not play that last game in Dallas. Or was it in Dallas or Philly? Think whatever game it was, did not play that game. He did not play against the Giants because it was a meaningless game. So, I mean, the 2,900 yards thing is like, okay, he missed some time. That's when he had the concussion against Washington, which we were going to blow them out. So technically, he didn't play that game. So we know the yards he could have had, the statistics he could have had, but it just is what it is, you know. We had a phenomenal season. We won the Super Bowl. He showed up and showed out in the Super Bowl. So Jalen Hurts, again, none of this noise really get to him. I believe he hear it, but it doesn't impact his game. Doesn't impact the way he see the game because the game is about winning. Now, I do believe there's going to be more passing this year because I think a lot of people is going to go in with the mindset of trying to take Saquon out the game. And people are going to forget how good A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith really are. Because to me, when the passing game going, to be honest, I believe that's when you get the best out of the offense. Like, it hit another gear. Now, when all things are clicking, the special teams, the offense and the defense, this team is unstoppable. Ask Washington. That was the first time, like, wow, the special teams doing their thing. Wow, the offense doing their thing and the defense. That's how you put up 55 points. And we let our foot off the gas. That could have been a 60 burger. But you know, it is what it is. You gonna see, I'm telling you, I believe we're gonna throw the ball more, not because these people are talking, it's just because the teams that we're gonna play is probably gonna adjust. But we see week 1 against Dallas, no Michael Parsons. Cam Newton is just obsessed with Jalen Hurts. I don't know why. You know, the ESPN, the 4-letter network, had to bring this up because they've been bringing views to Cam Newton. You know, they got to try to get the views over there. But that's all I have for you guys today, man. This is my last video of the day. I gave y'all one last night, gave y'all one in the morning, now one in the afternoon. Then y'all going to have another one probably in the morning, depending on what happens. But this is Eagle Al. I'm out.